Okay, so starting off with Mr. Musk. Elon Musk has launched an AI ChatGPT rival. The former co-founder of OpenAI has released Grok, an AI chatbot under his new XAI company. Gentlemen, interesting news in the world of AI. Why don't we start with yourself, Nick? What's your just general impressions of Elon, launching a ChatGPT competitor?
It's very interesting, given his very strong stance and his exit from OpenAI and his very vocal stance around how AI should be controlled and should be highly regulated and monitored, and his general resistance to it. So I found it very interesting to see him come up with this announcement. But hey, it's Elon, so I think at this point everyone's just waiting their breaths and watching how this will go.
Yeah.
We had high hopes with his acquisition of Twitter, which has unfolded in a very interesting and a unique way. I would love to see how Grok differentiates itself from the established players in the market. Now, Elon is saying Grok has a personality. I think that'll be super cool. But is that going to be enough for Grok to stand on? And that's what I'd love to see.
Yeah, I agree about the personality side. I thought that something was really interesting. Sam Altman tweeted a picture of one of the new GPT Turbo personalities where it's just like imitated Grok. So like he's made that product part of his existing suite, right? But yeah, it's got Elon's kind of personality. It's a bit quirky, it's a bit different, and it's definitely enough to make it stand out, on the marketplace and go, oh, this is not just a like Bard, just like another clone of GPT. But what's your take, James, when you see what Elon's doing here?
First thing I say is that I think it's good that there is another competitor in the AI space, right? Like in the LLM space, ChatGPT, as far as I can see, and OpenAI are so far ahead of the competition.
Yeah.
So to have something out there that is at least trying to get, some market share, I think it is different, right? Like your point, Nick, like the personality's there, super sarcastic. I quite like it. It feels a bit kind of memey rather than a serious tool, and that's from someone who uses OpenAI hours per day.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, would I actually use this over that? But equally, it's got the differentiator of having access to live Twitter data or X data, right?
Yeah.
Which is one of the main problems with ChatGPT right now. And I know they've put in browsing and stuff like that, but the fact that it's pulling from that, I think they gave it an example of SBF's trial and kind of summarizing that from like literally the day it happened on X.
Yeah.
And it was pretty accurate. It hallucinated a couple of things, like it got like the amount of like trial hours wrong and things like that. But generally it was a pretty fair summary. So that's a powerful tool, right? If you're looking to kind of summarize current events like that, that's a pretty good differentiator. So my opinion is that it's great. I think needs some more work, but like a great innovation.
So a lot of people are saying it might be too late for Elon because OpenAI have collected so much data and they're using that to create really accurate answers. Obviously the hallucination is still there. Interesting point around live access to X, that might be a bit of a USP, but essentially the more data an AI company has, the better it is really. And GPT has got so much with DALL-E and Whisper and so many other products and features which XAI just doesn't have yet, right? And also the team. XAI has got a very, very small, super talented team, but OpenAI has got a much bigger army to play with.
Sure.
If we had to make almost guesstimates here, who's going to win the AI war? Is it going to be Bard with Google? Is it going to be, which is surprising? I'm surprised Sundar Pichai didn't really kill it with AI really, but it's a separate topic. But could it be Google? Could it be Microsoft? Could it be Elon? Could it be a marketplace where we have a couple of winners in a few years from now, or is it going to be more like a Google dominating search situation, and then you've got like Bing and a few others in the background? If we had to just make random guesses here, what are we thinking? Who's going to come out on top? What would you say, James?
I think currently of the big tech, Microsoft are killing it. I put a tweet out actually saying this, is that Microsoft is so far ahead with their acquisitions in so many different fields, but particularly with OpenAI, right? I think they have a 49% stake as far as I remember. I do think OpenAI are pretty far ahead for the kind of short to medium term. So in terms of who's going to dominate, I would say OpenAI will dominate this, and by extension Microsoft, since they have such a large share in that organization. I think like Google and the others, and X, I suppose, as well, like they are trying, but Google's historic downfall, as far as I can see, is that like they invented like a lot of the technologies that power these LLMs, like they put the research out, but they haven't capitalized on it at all. And like other companies have come in and in a very short time period actually built a kind of market product. So I don't see them catching up unless they have like a product that is, you know, really one up something else or really differentiates itself. Bard is just not as good as, I'd probably say, either Grok or OpenAI. That's my opinion.
What's your take, Nick?
I would agree with James, but I think for different reasons. OpenAI has Microsoft as its solid partner, and Microsoft knows enterprises.
Yeah.
If there's one company that knows enterprises, that does enterprises very well, it's Microsoft on this planet, right? Yeah. And Microsoft, all credit to them, they move very, very fast. When ChatGPT was announced, they made the right number of investments, acquisitions. At the speed with which a company at the scale of Microsoft has moved to integrate OpenAI and Gen AI in their products, whether it's Azure, whether it's Windows Copilot, whether it's Office, whether it's their GitHub acquisition, GitHub Copilot, I think that speed has been breathtakingly phenomenal. And just by the sheer virtue of them knowing the enterprise space so well, and the speed with which they have executed this, and just the strategy with which they have executed this, I think they definitely have a much further step ahead than anyone else in this space. Yeah. Now I know Google is trying, and so is Musk with Grok. But is that enough? Is that good enough? Are they too late to the party? I guess we will know in future. But equally, I think it also comes down to how you define the victor here. I mean, who is the victor? Is that someone with the most number of active users or most number of hours per day? I think that will also be interesting because while Microsoft can do a lot of enterprises, I think one person who can do viral stuff better is Musk. So Musk can get Grok in the hands of a far greater number of people than Microsoft can get ChatGPT in the hands of. Yeah. So I think it depends on the metric you will use to define a victor. But certainly from a commercial enterprise point of view, I think Microsoft and OpenAI have a very good lead.
Yeah, I mean, really interesting point around Musk, because if they just give access, like Grok access to X users as an add-on, then instantly you've got hundreds of millions of people, you know, using it. And imagine writing a tweet or a post or whatever it's called now, and then there's features where you can click a button and have, you know, an AI image created or an AI video, or even the tweets written by AI. You know, there's so many functionalities that could happen here. Yeah. That'll be interesting to see how it plays out.